As we all know, in a boxing match, the referee sits in the ring with the fighters. His job is to keep an eye on everything throughout the fight. In most cases, he's part of a team of judges who make significant decisions concerning the match. Sometimes, though, referees have no choice other than to step in when things go wrong and the fighters get out of hand. Here are the top 15 times when referees seem to have just had enough. 15. Billy McCombs. It was all tension in the ring and also within the audience at the GE Fights and Alpha Kickboxing Fight League when one of the fighters suddenly lost it. He's seen inappropriately attacking his opponent, and at that moment, Billy McCombs, the referee, steps in. He asked the fighter several times to stop, but to no avail. McCombs puts his fighting skills to good use and drags him aside. But this made McCombs lose his patience, and he was forced to restrain him until the police arrived. The situation was not much better when the time came for the fighter to attack his opponent again. 14. A rear choke. When a fighter says enough is enough, he usually does everything in his power to end the fight in victory. Sometimes, though, they don't care what the consequences or the outcome will be. The referee in this video was oblivious to the intense choking during the fight, which provoked the one on the receiving end. But little did he know that the referee didn't see what had happened. He was under the impression that the referee had failed in his duties by purposely ignoring him, so he pounced on him with some undeserved punches. Ouch. 13. Razi Jabari. Here we are at the URCC match. It's all looking good. However, it's sometimes hard for someone to tell when things will go south. Razi Jabari, the Iranian fighter, lost to his opponent and acted as soon as the results were announced. He acts really childish as he refuses to give a congratulatory handshake to his opponent. Wait, whatever happened to the spirit of sportsmanship? Understandably, given the tense situation, the referee tries to calm him down. But still, Jabari responded by giving him the middle finger, reaching out to him, and punching him. The referee retaliated by clinching him to the ground with several punches of his own. 12. A head punch. Often when people wake up on the wrong side of their beds, they can't stop themselves from continuing to make the wrong moves all day long. Usually, though, the person can find a good way to turn things around, but it can become a significant problem when they try to rope others into their mess. The mood in this ring at the Sydney Opera House suddenly changes when a punch to the back of the head triggers an outbreak that attracts officials and individuals from outside the ring. Bad decision.
Oh, that was a good left hook. That really shook up Salisbury just for a moment. And now the champ's gone a bit wild, and Bernie Hall has actually pulled him. Oh, and here's a real go. You won't see this too often. One of the cornermen, the fight's still going, and one of the cornermen from Tibblecoff's corner, Chucky Raymond, the referee, is trying to stop it. The cornerman's down. Chucky Raymond is now fighting with one of the cornermen. The fight will have to end. Chucky Raymond throwing everything. Bernie Hall is now throwing punches. There are other people in the ring.
11. The restrained referee. In this clip, a referee tries to calmly address the fighters before the match begins. Nobody knows for sure what happened to make him go berserk here. Did the fighters deliberately ignore his instructions? Anyway, before we find out what transpired, it's obvious that the referee is just not having it as he attacks both fighters at the same time. He kicks one in the head and then reaches out for the other before other officials come in to calm the situation. Apparently, it was just a stunt for the show, as everyone, including the crowd, suddenly burst into laughter. 10. Chaos in the ring. Some matches contain an overdose of punches, and this is definitely one of those. A punch in this match sends one of the fighters off balance for the rest of the game. The battle begins with a brutal barrage of punches and kicks, culminating in the submission of one of the participants. The referee happens to be a skilled one, as an incredible knockout from him leads to total chaos in the ring. Maybe the referee has a great career as a wrestler ahead of him. 9. The lift. Hitting a referee is never a good idea, especially when you don't know his capabilities. In this case, the fighter who hit the referee did so out of anger born from an unfavorable decision. What was he even thinking? The referee immediately lifts him up and sends him crashing down. We see the other fighter trying to get involved, but the referee shoves him away and keeps to himself. The ref shows the fighter that he's fully ready to take him on. The fighter, who was already down, couldn't get close, so he only gave him a death stare. 8. A thuggish boxer. Things get ugly when this thuggish boxer gets into the ring to save his colleague from the continuously moving fist of a wrestler. He reaches out for him, slams him down to the ground, and restrains him before trying to regain his balance. The fighter retaliates by throwing his weight around and punching and pushing the referee. The fight's finally called off, and the thug gets kicked out of the ring, which results in an uproar from the audience. Justice certainly was done that day. 7. Carlo Kapuk. Rene Iodov was knocked out by his opponent Carlo Kapuk in the first few seconds of the match. He angrily decides to attack Kapuk, but in his anger and confusion, he goes after the wrong person, who in this case was the referee. He must have been almost blind with anger. This official didn't cut any slack as he took him out in a battle in the ring. Finally, he passes out and is taken out of the ring.
Как обескураживающе начался. 10 секунд потребовалось, но посмотрите, не может в себя прийти Ренат. Армену Ананьяну здесь не просто приходится, но и секундантам Рената Летифову сейчас хорошо бы успокоить своего.
6. The fans. Here are some die-hard fans who would go to any length to stand by their stars. Yes, this also happens in the game of wrestling. These fans take the law into their own hands when the fight abruptly ends and the opposition is declared the winner of the game. They storm the ring in huge numbers in an attempt to fight the referee. Other officials on duty who saw and accurately assessed the situation reached out and calmed everything down. They shield the referee to protect him and stop him from doing something he would later regret.
Have a little melee in the ring. All the fighters upset. Then they stop the fight.
5. Lockdown. When a punch like this is received before the match kicks off, we believe it's a good indicator as to how the rest of the match will go. Although not everyone knows how to read the writing on the wall, and this fighter clearly didn't even try. He acts up by landing a series of punches on his opponent and doesn't stop, even when ordered to. He had the upper hand, but failed to realize that his opponent wasn't the only skilled man in the ring. The ref quickly puts him into a lock till he passes out.
Versus grappler, but to his background, he's valetudo as well, so very, very similar in certain ways.
Grant Waltman looks as though he's struggling to pull Attila off of his opponent. Grant actually had to restrain Attila to stop him from fighting. Attila's getting aggressive.
4. Leon Roberts. This UK amateur lightweight fight is between Natalia Frederick and Ahmad Oswald. The referee on duty was Leon Roberts, and he seemed to have it all under control. However, it wasn't long before he had no other choice other than to stop a fighter from beating his opponent by holding him down in a choke. Everyone was surprised, including the fighters, who we believe never expected the referee to be that good. His abilities were extremely useful. After all, they were used to prevent significant damage from occurring.
Amateur lightweight fight with Natalia Frederick and Ahmad Oswald at Fight UK Last Man Standing. Now look at referee Leon Roberts. He's in there. Does he have the hooks on?
3. Black belt fighter. There's a misconception about why wrestlers suddenly ignore the game's rules even when the referee reminds them of the proper protocol. It's one of the most common reasons why things get out of hand during fights. This black belt fighter finds himself tossed to the canvas by the referee, who explains to him why he threw him over. His abilities were extremely useful. After all, they were used to prevent significant damage from occurring. Clearly, he was being disciplined for making the wrong move, and rightly so. 2. The Aquaman. The fighter in the aqua blue trunks had already taken lots of punches in this fight from his opponent. Unlike the other referees on our list today, this one didn't get a move of muscle on the fighter, but he did get a punch for sending what looked like the wrong signal to the fighter. The ref raised his hands to wave for a foul, but was taken out of the contest. The Aquaman was disqualified for taking it out on the referee. 1. Frank the Crank. In this clip, the referee uses his skills to defend himself, as that's the only choice he's left with. One of the fighters was attacked by his opponent named Carlos Mesa. While trying to fight back, he takes out all of his aggression on the referee and sets his fists on him without knowing who it is. Referee Frank the Crank Camacho fought back until the fighter was rescued by the others. Apparently, there's nothing worse than losing a fight and still getting cleaned out by the referee. How embarrassing. Do you think these referees' behavior was inappropriate, or are they right to fight back? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Remember to like and share the video, subscribe to our channel for more fantastic content. Thanks for watching.